The shutters have been raised. At long last, we can finally go to the second floor. And that means I've got to check it out. This is the second floor? It's like I just stepped into some ruins. No, it's more like I just stepped onto a battlefield. It's like the place was bombed or something. This appears to be a locker room. The lockers must have been used by the students who came before us. This locker looks like it could be opened. Damn, it's locked. There's a card reader just above the handle. This probably controls the lock. You know, this reminds me of the card readers outside the pool changing rooms. As I recall, those card readers are activated by our electro IDs, so maybe this does too. No harm in trying. I put out my electro ID and placed it over the card reader. And then... no such luck. It probably only works with the owner's electro ID, so ours aren't going to do any good. This doesn't look much like a student's room. I'd say it feels more... sophisticated?
This is the Headmaster's bedroom.
Whoa! Kirigiri! What are you doing here?
I took a fine-tooth comb to this room once already, but something's still nagging at me. So I wanted to give it one more good run-over.
Something is nagging at her? There's a crack or something here in the wall. A mistake in the design? Or a screw-up in the construction?
It's not just a crack. There's air flowing in from the other side.
Air?
There's almost certainly an open space on the other side of that wall.
An open space? Like a hidden room?
I have an idea on how to open the door.
Did you figure out how to open the door? Is there some kind of mechanism or something?
It's a very simple mechanism. Actually, I would hesitate to even call it that. There's a program on that computer over there that looks like it does it. The door should open if you give it the correct password in. However, I haven't the faintest what it could be. All I know is that you can only input letters and numbers. Beyond that, I'm stuck.
Not a lot to go off of, huh?
I dug through some of his personal files on the computer and tried a number of things. But no such luck. I just learned far more about that man than I ever wanted to know. A complete waste of time.
There's a computer on the desk. It looks like it's powered on.
It seems that man did a lot of research into Super Duper High School Despair. The data he collected is still on this computer.
So there's information here?
It's not very impressive information, simply what I told you before. That Super Duper High School Despair is not a person but a group. That they caused mankind's most despairingly maleficent and monstrous malefaction last year. And that they're despicable, depraved, and act purely for despair's sake. That's it. Like I said, not terribly impressive. Though I guess that's all I can reasonably expect of the Kirigiri family dropout.
But hey, it's information about the Puppet Master. Even just this much is a big help. I, for one, am thankful to him for leaving it here for us.
I see. Well then, I'm glad for that.
A hidden room, huh? It makes perfect sense that something like that would nag at her. I can't think of a place more likely to have clues than a hidden room in the Headmaster's room. And in her case, that might not be the only reason. But if we want to see what's in that room, we've got to figure out that password first. And if she couldn't do it, there's no way No, wait. Maybe, just maybe, I could. The Headmaster's password. It's something she wouldn't have tried, or something she doesn't want to try. Like, your name.
What?
I'm talking about the password. I thought that maybe... As I thought, she hasn't tried it. But that's not surprising. Going by her personality and the way she spoke about her father, there's no way she'd try her own name for his password. Hey, just to cover all our bases, is it alright if I try that?
You don't need my permission. If there's something you want to try, help yourself. I'm not stopping you.
Alright. I may have said I would try Kirigiri's name. But if it turns out I'm wrong, that could end up hurting her.
You don't need to worry about me, Naegi. I already know you're wrong.
Right. Then, here goes nothing. I pulled myself back together and then turned toward the monitor. I'll just put the password in here. Kyoko Kirigiri. My hand shook slightly as I pressed the keys. And when I hit the final button... Huh? It opened? It opened! Kirigiri, it opened!
Why?
Kirigiri? With a stern look on her face, she disappeared into the hidden room. Not a glance in my direction. Kirigiri. Hey, Kirigiri. She didn't so much as glance in my direction. Her eyes were fixed on a single object. A gift box? It was bright and cheerful. And for that reason, that much more unusual. This cheerfully wrapped gift box is eerily out of place in this otherwise Spartan room. The more I look at it, the more off it feels. Is it safe to open? I've kind of got a bad feeling about it. But it's not like I can just not open it. Here goes!
Don't let your guard down, Naegi.
So, it really is dangerous?
I don't think you're in any danger, per se. I just think you'll be a bit surprised.
Huh?
If my suspicions are correct, the contents of that box are, at the very least, not something you derive pleasure from looking at.
Wait, what are you hinting at?
Try not to scream.
So, it's something that might make me scream? How reassuring. Anyway, here goes! I marched over to the table the box was sitting on. Whispered to myself, "You've got this," and placed my hand on the lid. Very, very slowly, cautiously, I lifted it up. The room's light began to spill into the box. And I took a peek inside. Ah! Completely ignoring Kirigiri's warning, I let out a shrill cry. Bones! Inside the box! There were human bones! It hadn't even crossed my mind that this might be what was hidden beneath the cheerful wrapping. Of course it hadn't. Who could have predicted...
Just as I thought.
What? Just as you thought. How could you have even guessed? I mean, there was a human skeleton in there.
I didn't exactly suspect there would be a skeleton inside. Just a dead body.
It's all the same. There is a dead body.
My father.
Huh? What about him?
The contents of that box. That skeleton, that corpse, belongs to my father. That is his final resting place.
No way! That is Kirigiri's dad? The very same dad she came here looking for? Hold on a second. How do you know? How do you know that that's your dad?
Taking into consideration all the information we've gathered up to this point, it couldn't be anyone else.
In short, there's a high probability that the Headmaster is the Puppet Master. Additionally, the Headmaster is a man in his late 30s, and it's likely he's inside the academy.
Actually, while we're at it, I'll give you one more hint. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. There are a total of 16 participants, all of whom are students, in this academic Coliseum. Also, since the Coliseum commenced operation, the only living humans to set foot in the academy are those very same 16 students.
It's highly likely the Headmaster is inside the school. However, the only living humans to set foot in the academy are us 16 students. Put 2 and 2 together, and it's highly likely my father is inside the academy. Dead. It adds up.
Kirigiri maintained her calm and composure as she made her analysis. No, that wasn't exactly right. Rather, she was clearly feigning her calm and composure. She may have said, just as I thought, this, and I suspected that. But somewhere inside, she was hoping she would be wrong. After all, she never once even tried to look inside. From the beginning, she said she came to meet her dad so she could clear the books on their past. But the Kirigiri I know wouldn't.
I trampled on that pride. I sold myself out to the Hope's Peak Academy faculty so I would be selected for admission, knowing full well that my actions were unworthy of a Kirigiri family detective.
The Kirigiri I know wouldn't sacrifice her pride for something so superficial. I couldn't help but think that. Hey, there's a picture here. It's pretty faded, so I'm guessing it's fairly old. I wonder, is this a picture of... Hey, Kirigiri!
What? Why do you always have to make things so difficult? I came all this way to clear the books on our past, and yet... You go and show me something like this, after all this time? What do you want from me?
So I was right. That's a picture of Kirigiri as a child. The fact that he's always held on to it means that the Headmaster must have never stopped thinking about her.
Why? Just why? I came all this way so I could put a close to our past, so I could cut you out of my life for good, like you discarded me from yours. But you've gone and disappeared again, and you've stolen away my only chance to forget. You really are a despicable father.
Kirigiri. The Headmaster's desk. It definitely seems like a place I could find valuable information, and I'd like to get a closer look. But it's Kirigiri's dad's desk, and I'd feel kind of...
How about you stop worrying about me and check it out if you really want to?
Are you sure?
Do I have any right to interfere with your investigation?
Alright. I opened each drawer in order from top to bottom, checking the contents as I went. Every single one of them was filled with work-related papers and documents, except the very bottom drawer. Look at this. It's an electro ID. It says, emergency use. An emergency use electro ID inside a desk in a hidden room, in the headmaster's bedroom.
It's a universal restriction-free electro ID. In a sense, it's like another master key. Or so I suspect.
That's about what I had in mind too.
It could come in handy in your investigation. Why don't you hang on to it?
But you...
I have no use for it. If you don't want it either, then just leave it here.
In that case, I'll take it. Should I really be doing this?
Hey, Naegi. Can I ask you something? I have a favor to ask you.
A favor?
I know it's not my place to ask this of you, and I know I'm only hindering your progress, but may I ask you to leave?
Huh?
I'd like to be alone for a bit. Just a moment is fine.
Kirigiri.
You don't need to worry about me. I just want to collect myself. I just want some time to sort through my feelings.
Hey, you know how before you told me about your relationship with your dad? You said you were connected by blood, but not by heart. But,
He made his work his life, taking comfort in that picture, thinking I might one day come to see him. Is that what you think? Well, you're probably correct. It doesn't make things right. A single photograph doesn't change everything that happened leading up to this moment. This is not a problem with so simple a solution.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'll get back to the investigation as soon as I've pulled myself together. So, just for a little bit, let me be alone.
Yeah, sure. Well, see you later. Should I really have just left her there? She's gotta be in shock right now. I mean, even I was caught way off guard. I never expected to find the headmaster in that condition. There's no doubt in my mind that the puppet master is responsible. He killed the headmaster, Kirigiri's father. He killed him. The headmaster is dead.
The Kibo Comedy Academy Administrative Office run the project to isolate us in here. And the head of the organization is the Headmaster. In short, there's a high probability that the Headmaster is the Puppet Master. Additionally, the Headmaster is a man in his late 30s, and it's likely he's inside the academy.
But he was wrong about that. The Headmaster wasn't the Puppet Master. Which means the Puppet Master's true identity.
Actually, while we're at it, I'll give you one more hint. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. There are a total of 16 participants, all of whom are students, in this academic coliseum. Also, since the coliseum commenced operation, the only living humans to set foot in the academy are those very same 16 students.
The 15 of us gathered in the entrance hall, plus Mukuro Ikusawa makes 16. Of those original 16, 6 students, me included, are still alive. Everyone else, was murdered. Even Mukuro Ikusaba. She, too, was undoubtedly murdered. To summarize, me, Togami, Hagakure, Fukawa, Asahina, and Kirigiri are the only 6 people still alive in Kibogami Academy. Then, that means... No, that can't be right. I won't accept that. There has to be some other possibility. There just has to be. Alright, what do I need to investigate next? Wait, what's that?
Why? After all this time,